I'm going to share something very, 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 very important as you start this year. The title is this: Don't get too familiar. Don't get too familiar. You know what I'm talking about? There are certain things that we have got so familiar with that we are not even seeing some of our errors. We are not even seeing some of our spots. We are not even seeing some of those places where we are hurting others. We are not even seeing some of those places we are hurting ourselves. We are not even seeing some of those places where we are afraid that we have to conquer some of those fears. Don't get too familiar. It's okay for you to be in a place of unknown, be in a place where you have to constantly be alert and do things, constantly reach out to the Lord to see how the Lord leads you in that new direction. Don't get too familiar. Don't get too familiar. Familiarity, is actually a huge trap. A huge trap. Many a times, I would use another term for it. Don't get too familiar. It's another term called being in your comfort zone. You're too much in your comfort zone. And comfort zone sometimes is a trap. It's a good thing. It's a good thing being in the comfort zone. But I've said this statement several times. You must have heard me. You can never excel in your comfort zone. Excellence requires discomfort. Excellence requires discomfort. Unless you push yourself, you will not grow. There are people, in my early days I used to do, there are people who have come and worked with me and all of that. And they are fantastic, doing fantastic work, but they were not growing. As they were not growing, I had to tell them saying, hey, you're not growing. I think you need to leave me and go and join in another unknown kind of a place. That person said, why? I said, because that's where you will grow. It's good for your growth that you begin to go to a different place altogether. So think about it. I'm not saying you begin to change your places. I'm not saying you begin to change your jobs. No, I'm just simply saying this. If you are getting too familiar, don't get too familiar. If you're getting too cozy in your comfort zone, you will not excel. 2025, as you start this year, be careful about it. May the Lord give you wisdom. May the Lord give you the discernment.